Hello, and welcome to the October Easton Park Homeowners Report. This first slide we're looking at is the available inventory from just new construction. As you can see, I put the columns there mainly for buyers who are interested in looking at new construction, so you can get a sense of, this builder with this type of home, or this range of homes, what are they offering? So you can see the square foot range that builder's offering, the amount of bedrooms, and the garage spaces, and then minimum maximum price for their inventory homes right now. Not too much to report here. Some of the minimum maximum prices I reduced a little bit by a few thousand from last month, so they're definitely coming down still with their prices. The big thing here is looking at the bottom right. The inventory that was available last month was 86. Now we're at 77. So we are having more of these homes getting bought off the market. Great news if you're looking to sell your house. You have less competition than you did, the previous 4 to 5 months, where it was over 100 homes just sitting there. So the builders have lowered their prices substantially to try to get those homes sold, and it's working. A lot of them are now off the market. Another thing that's really important to know, it's actually not on this slide, is Brookfield Courtyard Home models are now for sale. They're on Corrigan Pass in Keek Park. Keek. Someone comment and tell me how I'm supposed to say that. I always say Keek, and then I feel very self-conscious because I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. But anyway, those 4 models are for sale. They are not all on the MLS, so most agents don't even know about them yet. I did get the pricing October 1st from the builders, or from Brookfield. So if you're interested, you want to know how much they're going for, shoot me a message or an email. Be glad to share that information with you. They have 4 different models, and they are fully furnished. So if you want and you have options, you can keep them fully furnished for an additional $20,000, or they'll take everything out. Looking at the prices, it's low 400 to low 500. They're not terribly amazing deals for the size of the home, but they do have really interesting upgrades. And obviously they're model homes, so Brookfield upgraded them heavily to entice people to buy their houses. So they do have interesting upgrades, and they have upgrades that Brookfield doesn't offer anymore. So I know one of the homes has shiplapped walls. You can't get that from Brookfield. So there's definitely unique properties there. They probably won't be on the market long, if I was to guess. But yeah, if you're interested in just kind of seeing those numbers, reach out. Be glad to share that with you. Next, we're looking at the closed resale homes for this previous month of September. There's a lot of information on this page, so I'm going to talk kind of quickly so I can get through everything and kind of skip some stuff that's not important. So you can see 4 homes sold. This is just resale. The previous month we had 2, so it is good that that's come up a little bit. Days on market on the far right, you can see ranges from 7 all the way up to 132. Now, part of that is the lower priced homes in the mid 400s are just, you're going to have more buyers able to buy in that price range than the higher range. They're also just really good deals. I mean, that second house at 0.18 acres for $450. I mean, that's a huge lot, pretty decent sized home. That's a steal for a buyer. So those are priced competitively, hence they sold quickly. The other homes kind of sat in the market for quite a few months, but again, they sold. They're also just at a higher price range. There's fewer buyers that are looking in that range. I did just put the list price here. I'm not wanting to share closed prices and that information just on the internet for everyone to see, but if you individually, like your neighbor, and hey, 8,000 Horizonte is the same model as mine, I'm curious, how much did they pay in closing costs? You want more information. Did they actually close at that price, or did they go lower, higher? Reach out. Again, happy to share that on a one-on-one basis. Looking at the bottom left, we're looking at past 90 days information. 17 homes sold. This is just resale. Homes sold in the past 90 days. That was 18 a month ago, so it hasn't changed much. It'll go down more as we get further away from the summer months when most of the sales happened. Average price per square foot has come down a little bit too. It was $242, now $235.42. The close price to list price ratio, I changed this stat. I used to put the average, but with so few homes to look at, I felt like that wasn't really doing it justice. So instead, I'm just showing you the range. So the way to read this is 94.9% means a property sold for 5.1% less than its listing price. Okay? 102.2% means a property sold 2.2% higher than its listing price. So you can see it's not cut and dry of people are buying at the exact listing price. Generally, it goes higher or lower. So I wanted to share that with you. It's also not telling the whole story, though, right? Because someone may have bought it 2.2% higher, but then asked for 20 grand in concessions. So it doesn't give you the full picture, but it gives you a sense of kind of where we're at with those 17 homes that successfully sold. And then the days on market, I changed that too. It was average. I changed it to median, just because everyone's situation is different, and some homes are willing to just sit there for months and months and months on end. Other homes need to sell quickly, and so they have more competitive pricing. So median days on market for those 17 homes was 18. The average was 42, so very different numbers. That's why I wanted to put 18 as kind of that's more of a hopeful number, I guess, in a sense. If you saw 42, you would think, okay, so I need to plan for a month and a half. And it's like, well, not necessarily. Half of those 17 homes sold in 18 days or less. It's a nuanced art of selling property, right? So it's not just getting a competitive price, but then how well does your real estate agent market the property? How easy is it to show the property? All of those things. So yeah, the median days on market, 18. I'm going to keep it median moving forward, I think. I've also added the withdrawn listings. I've not been talking about that, and I think that was not telling you the full story. So there's 5 listings that withdrew in September, meaning they took their properties off the market. Previous month there were 7, and then July there were 5 also. Pretty high for the percentage of homes in our market for resale. So that is something to know, is there are homes that are just taking their homes off the market, waiting for market conditions to change, or maybe they went with a lease. They went that route instead. But we did have 5 withdraw last month, and then number of homes pending, just kind of look in the future. We have 6 homes currently pending. Average days on market for those 6 are 84 days. This next slide we're looking at is the available now inventory and resale. So looking at the bottom right, we're just going to talk about resale first. There are 34 single-family homes currently for sale, 8 detached condos. There were 3 a month ago, so there are a lot of detached condo owners putting their homes up for sale this past month. Price ranges from $325,000 to $800,000. Average price per square foot has come down from last month to $242.15 per square foot. That number is actually really important to talk about, because that's when the withdrawn listings come into play. Without thinking about the withdrawn listings, we would just look at that and go, oh, so everyone's reduced their prices, and so now it's lower, or lower priced homes have gone to the market. It is those two things, but it's also overpriced homes withdrew, which lowered the average price per square foot. So that's another side of it that we do need to consider. And then the median days on market is 61 days. Last month it was 72. That has come down. But as I just said, there's quite a few new detached condos that hit the market, I think this past week, that I just saw on the MLS. So that number will be lower because there's more listings coming on the market now. Looking at the left, this graph, we're looking at now resale versus new build price per square foot. So these are grouped by square foot range, 1,100 to 1,700 and so forth. And then you look at the white column is the resale that's available. And then that gray blue column is the new construction inventory that's available. This is all from the MLS. So these numbers might not quite line up with the inventory sheet I got from the builder today. But it gives you a very good idea of, where are we with our resale homes competitively against the new construction builder homes. And typically you want to see the new construction higher in price per square foot, because they're able to offer so many incentives with interest rate buy downs, closing costs paid for. That they have a lot more typically that they can offer than a resale homeowner can offer. So you at least want to be lower price per square foot than them. And we see that in the smaller homes. The larger homes, not so much. So that is good to know if I have a buyer who's looking to purchase in Easton Park and they're looking for a 2,500 square foot home. Well, on average, the new construction is actually cheaper than the resale homes. And that's just good to know as a buyer to kind of know where to start your search. Now, obviously, these are averages. There's going to be some homes that are way less than the average, and they're deals you should definitely consider. But it's good to kind of know where everything sits. A couple of things that stand out to me are the resale 1,700, 2,100 square foot range. That's actually the lowest average for the entire chart at $232.96 for those 10 available. So there's definitely some really good deals in that area. Some of those are the detached condos too that I just discussed. So that's why that's quite a bit lower. And then if you're looking for a larger home, 3,100 to 4,100, there is no resale. So you would need to do that with the builder. There's 9 available there. Be aware, and this is kind of a message I want to get out there. If you are looking to purchase a home, make sure you meet with a real estate agent before you meet with the builder rep. It doesn't need to be me. I'm not trying to say like, come meet with me and give me all the money. Just meet with any agent, because if you don't have an agent before you meet the builder rep, the builder won't pay the agent's commission at the end of all of this. And a lot of agents, me included, are offering some of that commission back to our clients to help them with closing costs, or me personally, I help my clients with moving costs, so you don't have to pay for your moving truck or packing or anything like that. But the only way we can do that is if you sign a representation agreement with us before you meet with the builder rep. So again, you don't need to use me. There's a lot of agents out there, okay? But I want to give this information out because a lot of this is confusing to people, and they don't know. They just kind of meet with the builder rep and go from there. Make sure you meet with an agent first, a realtor first, and that way you're going to not just be able to save money in the long run, but also negotiate more effectively when you're looking at that new construction house. So that was definitely a point I wanted to kind of share. And again, reach out if you want more information on that, even if you don't want to use me. Again, I understand there's a lot of agents out there, so reach out if you want more info on that. Again, glad to share that with you. This next slide is looking at the rental properties in Easton Park. The top right, you can see there are 28 currently available, 7 are under contract, and 2 closed in September. It's quite low compared to the 9 that closed in August. So we're definitely in a little bit of a slow past 30 days in the rental market. Just like last month, I'm going to ask Dhruv Kohli from Good Neighbor Property Management to step in, kind of give his wisdom on the property managing. I'm sure he'll give us some tidbits in here to consider that isn't on this paper. But if you're thinking of leasing your property out and you want a property management to help you, just help you through that process, reach out to Dhruv with Good Neighbor Property Management. They do a really good job. They do a lot of homes in the neighborhood. And if you don't want a property manager, you're just trying to find a tenant, but don't want to do that on your own, you can also reach out to me. I help lease listings with that side of it too. I just don't property manage. But definitely reach out to Dhruv if it's your first time, because he's just a wealth of knowledge when it comes to leases. I'm actually, the house I'm in right now, we're going to turn to investment property in January. I'm moving to a pilot park in a few months to a bigger house. And we're going to be using Good Neighbor Property Management, at least for that first year, just because I've never been a landlord. And so I want to learn from people that do this for a living. So anyway, I need to stop rambling. Without further ado, here is Dhruv.
Hey y'all, Drew with Good Neighbor Property Management. It is so good to be on again, here to talk about the leasing and property management side of Easton Park. So, slide tells us everything we need to know. 28 rentals currently available, 7 went under contract in the last 30 days, and 2 properties leased or closed in the month of September compared to 9 the month before. And that, I'm sure, hits home with a lot of industry professionals who are aware of the seasonality shift that comes with the fall, right? And so October, November, December, we are bound to see a bit of a slowdown in demand. It happens every single year. And so the question I always get is, Drew, what can we do differently if we need to rent or renew or pivot in our rental home? What do we need to be doing to make sure our property is being leased in the shortest time possible for the maximum amount of money? And the answer is a lot of things. of which one I wanted to, give a tip today to all landlords. For those of us who are using a property management firm or a realtor or venturing out and listing the property ourselves, my advice is, one, always seek professional help, seek professional representation. Properties that are listed professionally, properties that have a professional eye and coordination on them are 3x more likely to get leased out than some that, we just listed on Zillow and we're sitting and waiting for the right tenant to come. That's number one. And number two, making sure that you are responding as a landlord, as a realtor, as a property manager, it doesn't matter what you are, but making sure you are responding to all inbound inquiries for your rental home same day, if not max in less than 24 hours. And I know that concept sounds incredibly simple, but you would be surprised at the amount of landlords in those 28 rentals that are currently available who simply won't respond to inbound inquiries or will respond too late. And when there's such a high uptick in supply, whoever responds first typically gets the showing. You show well, your property will lease. Speed to lead is key in this market. That's our top tip for today's leasing market. Hope that was helpful. And of course, there's further questions. Feel free to reach out to Daniel or myself, 512-200-4437 or goodneighborpm.com. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you for watching the video today, and thank you, Drew, for your contributions about the rental report. If you are interested in the Easton Park real estate space, just you're thinking about selling your home in a few years, or you're thinking of buying a house here, maybe you're a renter and you want to become a first-time home buyer, go ahead and subscribe below. I post new videos every Tuesday on this channel, just trying to grow the channel at this point. I've only been doing this consistently for the past few weeks or so, so I have lots of videos planned, a variety of subjects about Easton Park real estate, and my contact info is right here. If you want to reach out to me, happy to, even if you just want to ask questions, you don't need to use me professionally, but just to have a realtor in the area, if you have any questions that you want someone to answer quickly, reach out. Happy to help any way I can. Thanks.